Hello friends, welcome to the Angular 8 tutorial. In this tutorial we will see what is module loading in Angular 8, and apart from this we will see the type of module loading is Agar loading in Angular 8. So basically when we create the module in Angular 8, that module can be loaded either eagerly, lazily and preloaded. So they are type of the module loading in Angular 8. So basically when there is a Agar loading, it means like loading module before application start. Like when we start our application, before that all the module load, so that is Agar loading. Lazy loading means when we want to load the module, then demand means the module on the demand is called the lazy loading, and the preloading is the loading module in background just after application start. So there is a three type of the module loading in the Angular 8. In lazy loading and preloading, module are loaded asynchronously, and the application module means app module is loaded eagerly before application start, but the features module can be loaded either eagerly or lazily or preloaded. Like suppose I have created a module and I have given the definition of that module in the app component.ts file, then it means it's a Agar loading, because the app module runs at first time, and if any we have given any reference of the module, so those module loaded at that time, so that is the Agar loading. But we can define those module as a lazy loading and preloading. So we will see about the Agar loading in this tutorial as well. So basically what is Agar loading? To load a feature module. Feature module means like if we are using a multiple module, like feature wise if we are creating the module, then it's a feature module. Like we are going to make a one college portal or education system portal, then there is a different module like student module, college module. So we are going to create a different module, that is called the feature module. So feature module eagerly we need to import it into the application module. Like as I explained, like in Agar loading what happened, if we created any module, then we have to import those module into the application module using the import keyword, and we have to define those module in the ng module decorator, like in the import array. When a module load, it load all the module. Like when the application module load, then first it load all the module, component, custom pipe and the services which we have defined in the app module. Agar loading is useful in the small size application. Yeah, obviously, like in the Agar loading we have we defined all the module or custom pipe, all the services in the app module. So what it do, before the application is start, it load all the application. But if it is a big application, then before application start we cannot load all the module, otherwise the performance will be very bad. So Agar loading is useful only for the smaller size applications. In Agar loading, all the feature module will be loaded before the application start. Hence all the subsequent request to the application will be faster. Like at the first time only all the module is loading, then all the child request, like I want to move from one page to another page, and that page is under that parent, so that subsequent request will be the fast. And this is the command basically if we create the route, like ng-gm. If I am going to create a routing called student under this student folder, then this is the command. So basically we are going to make a application like this in this tutorial. Like what we will do, we will take a two tab, that is student and the college, and by default we will load this student page. Like in the routing tutorial we have seen that how we create the routing and default page, how we set it. If you didn't watch this routing tutorial, I recommended you please go to that tutorial and see how we create the routing in the Angular 8. And under this student and the college we will give one student list, and when we click on this student list, it should show the student list or like any information about the student. So that is our requirement which we are going to implement in this application. So let's go to the Visual Studio Code, and here at point of this time let's save it and see on the browser what it is showing. So currently on the browser, so let's reload it. So currently on the browser it is showing like welcome to the .NET Office only. So what we will do, we will create a module and we will load as I shown in the picture. So before for that, what I will do, first of all, under this app I will create a one student component. So let's close it. I will create a new terminal, and first I will create a one component ngGC, and I will give the component name as the student. So it will create a student component for us. So here it created a one student component, and what I will do, I will take a one routing for this student and one respective module for this student. So for that, what I will do, if we can directly create a module like ng G and module, and we can give the student, then what it will do, it will create a one module, and apart from this we have to create a another routing as well. So what I will do, if I will create the routing, then it will if I will create the routing, then it will automatically create the module as well. So at a time I will do ng gm, and under this student, what I'm going to create, I'm going to create a routing student and routing. So it will create two file, one is the routing file and another is the module file. So we can see like under this it created another folder called, one is routing file and the student module file. So what I will do, I will take all these two out of this folder and I will delete this folder. Like I want to make a module student label, so I will take it out. It is asking to move, and same I will do for the routing, and it will ask to move. And what I will do, I will delete this folder. So now in the student folder, what we have one module and component file like HTML, CSS and the routing file. So here what I will do, in the app module, first of all we have to go to this student, and here first in a student module we have to give the navigation for the student component and the routing module. So import from and what I'm going to take, I'm going to take student component. So here student, yeah, we can see here like student component, we are going to import it here, and we have to write student component, and this component we define under this declaration. So this is the first step, like we have given the reference of this component to the module. Now next step, we have to define the definition of this routing into the module as well. So this is already imported here. Now next thing is, like we have to give this definition of this student module to the app module. Here we have to give, but it when we create the module, when we create the component, it given the already the definition, but we don't want the component because we are calling module to module. So here import from, and I'm going to take student, and inside this student I'm going to take the student module, student dot module. Import from, delete this, import it again, sometime it doesn't load it properly. So import from and what we are going to take student, and inside this student folder we are going to take student dot module, and here we will take student module, and this module we define inside the import. Like remove this component, because component we are not going to call, we are going to call the module. So here we have to define the student module. So comma student module. So we have given the reference of this student module to the app module. Now next thing is, inside this student routing module, we have to give the definition of the child of this student. So what I will do, I will create one more component under this student. So for that, ng gc student, and I will take student list. Hit enter. It will create one component for us under this student folder. So it created a file, like one is CSS file, HTML file, specification file, and the component file. So we can see here now in this HTML we can see like student list works. So that is the student list page. Now what I will do in the student routing module, here I will define the path of this student list. So here we will write it like first curly braces. In the routing tutorial we have seen like how we create the routing in the Angular 8. So path, and we have to give the name of this. So I will take like student, and then component, and component I will take as a student component. Student component, when we take this, it automatically create the import file, and inside this I will take, like when we'll click on this student, means when we come to this student page, it should show one student list, and we'll click on that, then it will show the student list information. Then I will take one children. These all things we have seen in the previous tutorial, that how we create the routing and how we take the nested routing in Angular 8. So inside this path we have to give, and we have to give the path name, and that I am going to take like student list, and I will give the component name, and the component name will be the student list component, student list component. So it automatically imported here as well. Now the next step is, in the student component.html page, we have to create a one router link. So when we'll click on that link, it will give the student list. So for creating the router link, we have to make like, means we are going to create a one hyperlink here. So router link, and we have to give the name of that. And what name we will give here? We will give the name here of which we have defined under this one. Like when we'll click on this, it will go to this component, and from this component it will call to that component HTML page. So this name we have to give here into the component HTML page. So this should be match, and then we have to give router link active, and we have to tell like this is active, and here we will write like student list. So it will make a link, the name of that link is the student link, and here we have to take the router outlet, basically this router outlet is work like a master table. It will give this HTML template, it will dump into the main HTML template. So we have to write this router outlet wherever we are using the routing. So that is the next thing. Now what we have to do, we have to give this routing information into this app routing module. So here we have to define that definition. So like curly braces, and inside this curly braces we have to give the path, and it is empty here, and redirect to, we will write redirect to. And where we are going to redirect, we are going to redirect to this student folder. So from there it will directly map to the student routing, and it will take the respective routing file. So student, then here we have to write path match, and we will write full. We have seen all these things into the routing tutorial. So if you didn't watch, please watch that first, so you can get much idea on routing. So that is the thing we have defined here. Now into the app.component.html page, here we have to give the link. Like we have to create a one routing link, like when we'll click on that, it will show the information. So for that I will write, like I'm going to use Angular material here, mat toolbar, and I will give one color, and color will be primary, and inside this I will take a one span. Inside this span I will write Agar loading in Angular 8, and inside this I will take one again span, and here I will lick this one. I will take class example fill remaining space. So this is the one toolbar we have defined, and inside this we will take the tab. And for Angular material tab, how we use nav mat tab nav bar. So this one actually the Angular material we have seen in the previous tutorial, that how we use the Angular material control into the Angular 8. So if you didn't watch Angular material tutorial as well, so please go to that tutorial and see how we use the Angular material tabs or Angular material control. So inside this tab I will take a one link, like mat tab link, and here inside this I will take the router link. Like this router link we have used inside the list also, like student list also we use. So that is common, like router link we have to use, and inside this we have to give the path. And what path we are going to give? Like student, this we have defined inside the this app.routing.module. This path we have defined here. So basically this is a type of redirect to this. There are different type in the root, like how we can call like module one module to the another module. So this is the way of calling it. So we are calling through the module. So router link, and here we have to give router link active, and we have to make it as a active, and here we will give like student, like we are going to make the make it for the student, that's why we have writing it. And after this we have to write here router outlet, and what we will do, we will create a, one css file to make the this tab a little more attractive. So go to the app.component.css. So I have already written this thing, so it will not take much time. So what I have defined here, like I have defined like mat tab link, like when you go to the css, this mat tab link, for this one I have defined like uh, the background color and font size, all this I have defined it here. So this is the way of creating the router link using the mat uh, angular material. Now next what I will do, I will go to this student, and in this student module I will write here, I will take one constructor, and inside this I will write console.log to verify like these module is loading first. So student module loading, so this I have defined it here, so for verifying it. So as of now what we have done, first we created a student folder, like student component, and then we created a student routing and the student module, and then we created one component called student list. Then in this student routing module we have defined the routing for this student, and when we click on the student it should call to this student list. So that's why this student list is the child of the student. So we have defined the root like this. This is the way of defining. Then what we did, we went to the student HTML page. Here we have defined the router link. This is the way of defining the router link. And after defining this router link, we have given the reference of this routing module and the component into the student.module.ts. Here we have given. After that, into the app.module.ts we have given the definition of this student module. This student module we have given definition to the app module. After that, into the app.routing.module we have given the path for the student module. Basically from this it will call to the student module, and that respective routing of that student will follow up. And then we have given a one link into this HTML page, like this one router link. And like after this we have added a one css to this. So now let's save it and see on the browser like what it will show. So the compile has successful. Let's see on the browser. So we can see on the browser like it is showing as expected, like Agar loading in Angular 8. There is a one tab called student, and when I click on this student, like default is the student. Like when we are loading like in the app.routing.module, if we don't give any path, it means it is a default, like it is a default path, it will load. So it is loading default as a student only. Like when I click on this student, I will see same information, like how it is working. Like when I click on this student, it will come here, it will see, and it will follow up the student module routing. And when I click on this student list, it will show student list works, because we didn't use any student list, only text we are using, that's why it is showing in this simple way. So let's go to the console.log, and here we will see like when I'm loading it, it is saying first student module loading, then app loading, and we can then Angular is running. So this is an example of the Agar loading. Like before the Angular application runs, it is loading the student module and the op module. So that is the example of the Agar loading. Like if I come on the student page and it is not loading here because before only it loaded all the modules. So that is the Agar loading. Now what I will do, like to make it like feature module, I will create a one more module, and that is college. So let's create a let's close this, create new terminal, and here I will take like ng-gc and I will take college. So it will create a one folder with college, and it will add the component, like 4 files it will add. And the next step, like now you see how we added for the student, same way we will do. Like first thing is we have to create the component, and inside this component I will create one routing and one module. So ng gm, and I am going to create a one routing, and the routing name is like college routing I will give. So college routing. So it will create a one routing for us. So it created a routing like routing module.ts and college module.ts. So it created 2 files for us. So now what the next thing, in the module.ts we have to give the reference of the component, college component, and the college routing. So college routing automatically comes. So I will take the reference of like import from, and I will take the reference of college component. Like first time it doesn't take properly, so let's do it again. From, and what we are going to take, college component, and this college component we have to define college component, and this we have to define under the declaration, and routing is automatically it is taking. The next step what we have to do, we have to define this college module inside the app module. So inside this app module, and here we have to give the definition because we don't want the component, so delete it. And what we want, import from, and we want like college, and inside this college I want the college module, and here I will write college module, and this one I will take under this module, and remove the component because we are not going to take the component. Now the next step what we will do, into the college, in this what I will take, first I will create a one component of college list. So ng-gc under this college list I will make like ng-gc call. Inside this college I am going to create a one component college list. Hit enter, it will create one 4 files for us. So it created a one college list. Now inside this college routing module we have to give the definition of this college list. So what I will do, from the student I will copy, so it will make it much faster. So into this student list, go to the student routing, go to this college routing, go to here and give the definition of this student. So here I will write like college, and I want to take the component of college component, and here I will write college, and here I will take of college list component. So that is the thing here. Now next what we have to do, just go to the college component.html, and inside this we have to give the routing. So I will copy for this as well, like student component html. I will copy this, and I will go to the I will go to this college component.html, and here I will paste it, and here I will change it like college list, and it is a college lists. So that is done with the component.html page and the college routing module. Now go to the first in college module. Here I will take one constructor and I will write constructor, and inside this I will write console.log, and inside this I will write like college module loading. And after this I will go to the app.routing.module, and here in similar way I will create for the college. So here I will write college, and same I will do inside this app.component.html, and I will give one link for the college. So here I have defined as a college, and here I will write college. So that's it. Now let's save it and serve it and see on the browser what it is show. So on the browser it is loading. So it will take some time. Yeah, we can see like it created two tabs. One is student, another is the college. So when I click on this college, it will load like college works, and here I will click on it, then it is saying college lists work. And here we can see like it is loading student module first, then college module first, then app module. So before the Angular is running, it is loading all the module. So that is the definition of this Agar loading. Like before the application run, it load all the module. So this is the example of the Agar loading. Like we created a two component and the module and the routing respective, and we link all these modules, and it is loading before the applications runs. So that is the example of the Agar loading. If you have any question or doubt, please let me know. Thank you.